Good morning, Aurora. Good morning, Aurora. Good morning, Aurora. You've heard us say that. Well, you didn't hear it yet today because you probably listened to Buenos Dias, Aurora, this morning, the second largest city's first bilingual news podcast. So you got your news in Spanish today. Since it's your first time hearing it, good morning, Aurora. Good morning, Aurora. Good morning, Aurora. I know what you're thinking, Curtis, man. It's 9:52 a.m. What's going on? I'll tell you what's going on. We have a special episode today. We have Andy and Kelsey Cousins of APS Training Academy here with us. How you guys doing?
Very good, thank you.
All right, well. All right. Things going good at APS. We're seeing good things. Everything from the robotics cube tournaments that we were talking about, Team 8, the 3. You guys are hiring STEM clubs and everything like that. For anyone who's not familiar with APS Training Academy, let's start there. What is it? What do you guys do? And tell us about it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so we are a STEAM training academy. STEAM stands for Science, Technology, Engineering, Art, and Math. Okay. And we provide free and low-cost programming to students and families in Aurora in the STEAM fields. We specialize in technology and robotics, but all of our courses have a little bit of all of those elements.
Right.
And we have anything from 1-week courses to several month-long robotics teams or clubs, and quite a variety of programming just to help people become more exposed to the STEAM fields and maybe grow their confidence in those areas.
Right. And free is the other aspect of it, too, that I'd like to highlight to people, too. Yes. Making this kind of activity and information accessible to young people is what I've always liked about what you guys do because, for a lot of people for a long time, one of the barriers that they've experienced with not being able to take part in this stuff is that A, there's no one around teaching it, B, the classes are expensive, my mom can't afford it, whatever. So I think that that's really incredible what you guys are doing.
Yes.
Where's it located?
Downtown Aurora, 105 East Galena Boulevard, which is the old National Bank building.
Right. Okay, so one thing you guys do have is a great view, right?
Yes,
we
very nice view.
Seen some of the pictures from whatever conference room y'all got up there, like, oh my goodness gracious.
Yeah.
Looks really nice.
We're on the second floor, so not as brilliant.
Okay, all right.
Still good view, yeah.
Now, how long have you two been involved with APS?
Yeah, since the beginning.
Since the beginning, yeah.
Okay.
So that was we're going into our third year now. So we started just with some smaller classes. We didn't really know how big we were going to get back then. So we just had a room. We had 10 Chromebooks and put together like a basic coding class using Scratch, which is like a website kind of code, basically using Lego bricks, dragging and dropping to make a list of instructions.
Just like that?
Yep. It's very, very simple.
Oh.
The students loved it. The room was completely blank. It wasn't the most, so it was just focused on the coding and the learning.
Right.
Now we have 3 classes running every day, all K through 8 grade bands.
Okay.
Volunteers, student instructors, and we're a big team now.
Thousands of students have taken classes now. So
I've seen a uptick in you guys in activity being posted, media being shared and created in the last about year and a half, 2 years. That's when it really started to get up there.
Yeah.
What changed in that time besides the hard work that you put in and what it's producing?
Sure.
Yeah, I think word of mouth was really powerful for us. I think families, once they came to one course, even just one day of one course, and got to experience how fun it is, then they were hooked. So they would come back for the rest of the course. They would continue to come back for more courses, and they would tell their friends about it, because there's nothing like this in the area that offers free programming and is also fun. So
Right.
a lot of students who maybe don't thrive in a traditional school setting would take a lot of information away from our classes, because it's very hands-on and it's not traditional style of learning, but they would still learn a lot through the process and have a lot of fun. And I think that word of mouth really, really helped spread word of our programming. In the last couple months, we have Nicole on board, who's our program director, who has really done a great job at sharing things on social media as well.
Okay.
So our social media presence has definitely grown, and
Yep.
she's helping us get better at essentially bragging about, you know, what we're doing.
Right.
We've been doing it for a while, but we've been so focused on doing it
Right.
that a lot of people
Let's just
just
get on
didn't
with it.
know
Right.
that this was there in the community.
So Nicole's a strong addition to you guys' team, and that's another aspect I think that you guys have in your favor as APS. Like, the people who work with you are dedicated. That's a big thing too. You got to have people who are down for the mission.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? You can't don't just dip your toe in.
Right.
You know, we need you actually swimming. What is the benefit to STEAM being taught to young kids at this young age, or at the ages that are coming into the classes?
For sure.
Good
Yeah.
question.
So STEAM is amazing at producing different skills like problem solving and just dealing with difficult issues, thinking things through logically, having an engineering mindset where it's okay to fail and just try again.
Right.
Which I think is so important right now. There is like the perfectionist culture, and that's not the case in coding. You go having bugs in your code is part of it.
Right.
And it's okay to fail and try again and perfect and create a better and better product at the end of it.
Right.
Yeah. And we found working with the younger kids and teaching them this at a very early age is huge in building their confidence in themselves across the board in every area, but especially in the area of science, technology, engineering, math, because that's commonly an area where kids, as soon as their confidence drops off, their belief in themselves to do it drops off,
Right.
and that affects their performance at school, when actually they're very capable at succeeding in those areas.
Yeah, and this is a turning into a passion, and this is something the students just love to do for fun, but ultimately they will be able to turn this into job skills.
Right.
And these are good jobs when you have a good STEM background.
Right.
Well-paying jobs, and we see that as a great opportunity and solution to families that don't have. And having students, we're going to hear from a student in a little bit.
Right, we do. We got a student in here. Uh-oh.
We're excited about that.
He's y'all can't see him right now, but you'll see him shortly. The time is only 9:59.
He's going to go from strength to strength. I know that.
Yeah.
Just seeing his journey that he's been on, and the access he'll have when he gets there in the job market is going to be cool.
The link is in the chat for anybody interested. www.apstraining.academy.org. Thank you very much for that, Nicole. Gloria Gerardo is here. Good morning to all of you great people. The time is 9:59 a.m. So we have some visual aids here, but we're going to get to those. I know what you guys are thinking. Hold on. We got a good camera. We can even zoom in on. Look at that. I know y'all looking like, Curtis, man. What's on the table, dude? I didn't make that, but that looks cool.
These are student-made projects.
Yeah, these are student-made.
Okay. All right. So I think that the school districts, administrators, your teachers nowadays, I think that their mindset has shifted as well. Now it's no longer just, I'm going to give you an assignment, let me know when you're done. Now it's a little bit more of a commitment between the teacher and the student, and it's a lot more focus on what you're getting out of it when you complete it. I'm not just having you stick the spaghetti in the cotton ball, right? Like, let's make a diagram. Let me teach that to you. Is that something that you guys have noticed? I mean, you guys aren't teachers in a school setting, but is that something that you guys have noticed? What do you guys think about that? What's your opinion of that.
Well, Andy has a background. He worked as a TA in Beaupre Elementary for a couple of years.
Oh,
so
see?
he can kind of draw the comparison between what we do and what they do in the schools.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, the schools absolutely do the best that they can with the resources that they have to introduce things like this to students. Although, we train the students to do this and they are very accessible, it can be intimidating to teachers who have so many other things that they need to focus on. And there's a lot of testing and just the day-to-day admin of it all. And I saw that when I was working at Beaupre. Absolutely loved working at Beaupre and with the students there, but unfortunately we didn't always get enough time for the fun stuff. Now they did have STEM clubs and we did a little bit of Lego STEM and stuff, so we really see ourselves as an addition to that. And that the students can come in. Now what's cool about these projects is that they can be coded, they can be personalized, as you can see. So day one is usually the students expressing themselves in art and decorating it uniquely for them. And then we move on to building. As you can see, there's some complex wiring that goes into it.
Okay, hold on. Let me change the scenery for that, my brother. Hold on. We're moving kind of fast now. It's 10:02 a.m.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go ahead and show us what we got right there.
Sure.
Man.
So we teach them about wire tracing, circuit boards, and again, it looks intimidating, but essentially it comes down to you're going to put the blue wire or the red wire in the positive and the black wire in the negative, and then you're going to match that on the circuit board, making sure that all the pins are going in all the sockets.
Okay.
This one is for 3rd through 8th grade.
All right.
So as young as 3rd grade can put this together successfully and learn a lot through the process. You've got sensors, lights, sound, Bluetooth, lots of different electronic components.
That has a Bluetooth?
Yes, it does.
So
oh my goodness gracious, that's crazy.
Yeah.
It's even got a Bluetooth, y'all. Check it out.
So they code it on the computer and tell it how to move, where to move, how to sense things with the sensor, things like that. They program a remote that comes with it as well, and then they can drive it with the programming that they've applied to it.
That is very cool. Now, that is a solar system,
Yes.
right? Okay, let's hold on. Let me zoom in on the solar system part. Oh, my phone just died. Hold it up for us, brother. Hold it up for us. Oh.
So the technical name for this is an Aurora. A bit difficult to say, but it has some buttons on it. Unfortunately, it's not plugged in right now, but you press the buttons and the student will code and customize how far the Earth orbits around. Maybe I can do it manually. Yeah, and then there's usually a little moon on there as well, and then you kind of got the months up here, so they can kind of to go through different seasons.
Dude, I'm feeling it. I'm so feeling it.
Planetary orbits and kind of thing. And we are taking these, speaking of the schools as well, we are going into the schools in addition to the work that we do at APS Training Academy, and we're bringing these kits and giving access to the students in the schools as well.
Okay, so you bring the kits to the schools.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Very cool. And it's you guys are in 12 Aurora schools.
Indeed.
So far, 12 and counting.
Okay, all right. So what's that like when you go, I imagine that you go there, you bring cool stuff, you show them something, you have the flood of the kids who are then coming to APS. Is that how it works? You guys are pretty much like the magnets when they see you, right?
Yep. I mean, you can't go wrong. You're going with one of our parents called it a box of magic, which I liked.
Oh, I like that too.
And each student gets their own box. They get to open it. They're going to be taking everything out. They learn about each piece, and then they start building it and really making it their own. Yeah, and taking it home at the end. And the learning can continue. We continue to give them access to the coding platform, so they could continue to code in any different way that they want to.
That's awesome. The time is 10:04 a.m. All right. Question. What on the human level with the students and we're interacting? I'm sure that even the student with the brightest eyes coming in there really wants to have that future and start now and has that interest in coding and engineering. I'm sure even when they start out, they might start out as a novice or a little shy, a little reclusive. What's the growth that you see? How long does it take? What's the steps that they start going to? They come in sullen. Do they start talking more now? Are they bringing lunch with them because they want to stay a little longer? What kind of changes do you see with the kids when they come in kind of quiet, and how do they progress?
There's certainly a noticeable difference between them on Monday and them on Thursday in the same week. Monday's usually a bit quiet, a little bit unsure because it's all very new for them. And They're not really sure what to expect. And then by Thursday, they're just very excited. They feel very accomplished, very confident, very chatty and interactive. They've usually bonded with their class. A lot of students coming to our location don't necessarily know their peers that are in their class because it just depends who's signed up for what courses. So there is kind of a social emotional learning component to the classes that we run because we're trying to promote nerd culture and that it's cool and you can have a social, sense of belonging in this culture because STEM is traditionally seen as kind of nerdy and kind of dorky. It's not the coolest thing. But if you can find your sense of community, which is very much where we have found community as well, then it's very special and you can create friend groups. And I'm sure you saw some of that shining through when the robotics team was here because that team very much bonded with each other. Most of them did not know each other before they started the team. And by the end of it, they were very, very close. So that kind of happens on a smaller scale with the week-long classes because students usually don't know each other going into it. And then they're wanting to hang out with each other by the time they leave. So there's a bonding that happens as well, increase in confidence, increase in, social interaction and friendships are made.
Yeah, and pride in what they've created. They have a finished product at the end of it. Just the other day, I went into one of the after-school programs and a student who had been at our location the week previous and had been doing a 3D printing class. And he had printed a Pokeball on a little platform.
A Pokeball?
A Pokeball, from Pokemon.
Yeah, all right. I was like, well, where they sell that at?
Yep,
For real?
A Pokeball. Yeah, no. There are some interesting things that
that's pretty
come
cool,
up
man.
with.
Yeah. Eat your cereal out of Pokeball. That's cool.
So I went into the after-school program, and the student was there, and we were doing a robotics class, but he had that with him, and he'd obviously been carrying it with him that week in school and just showing that to his friends and teachers that they'd made. And we hear that a lot, that the students will bring their projects into the schools and show them off and what they've accomplished.
That is awesome. That is awesome. The time is 10:07 a.m. We're gonna give you guys a little humdinger today. I'm going to pass the mic for some APS news to Nicole here. She's going to deliver that for you guys, and then the time is 10:08. We'll come back and take a look at some of the other activities that these guys brought to us, some great props, and then we will speak to Axel Aguilar in the flesh. All right. Let me play a little bit of music while we get this. Let me play this.
Rise and shine. Pour yourself a cup of coffee and tune in to Good Morning Aurora. News, weather, and really cool interviews. Monday through Friday from 8 to 9 a.m.
Thank you for joining us on Good Morning Aurora. This is Nicole Astor representing APS Training Academy very proudly and passionately. First, I want to mention that the couple of kits you guys saw are through Tinkerworks, which is a partnership with APS Training Academy and the Aurora STEAM Academy. That is what we are offering in the spring. There are plenty of spots left available, so head on over to our website to register. But also, in honor of March and an appreciation of women everywhere, we have a major event coming up April 13th where your young lady in your life can come and talk to female engineers working in STEAM fields in a variety of vocations and get their questions answered so they can keep dreaming. And then beyond that, of course, our April and May programming, but also summer camps are fastly approaching, and we hope to see all of you there. We're going to show you a drone and a synthesizer. Again, parents, this is all free to your kiddos, and you can get them out of the house for a couple hours a day.
I know that alone, y'all like, what's the number again? Yeah, let's do that. Little Timmy, you going somewhere tomorrow morning. Billy, put your shoes on. Y'all out the house. No more, yeah, right, exactly. No more Paw Patrol, you know. You can get your skills on. All right. We did the news so new today, I had to put the headphones back on, y'all. The headphones back on. The time is 10:10 a.m. All right, so now we're going to show off a couple other of these great pieces of equipment that we have here, new designs, and then we're going to talk to Axel. So let's come back on the camera now. Thank you very much for that news, Nicole. I appreciate it very much. Time is 10:10. Okay, now I know you guys are looking at some really cool things here. Let's start with what looks like a drone right there.
Indeed.
Well, let's do that. Oh, boy.
Yep. So this is a drone. This is going to be one of the kits this summer that students get to build and fly.
Okay.
So we're going to be doing that very carefully. We've got a dedicated space for that, so the student can do that safely. But this is remote controlled. The student's going to learn about pitch and roll and
all that
different
good
kind of
stuff.
flight techniques
Yeah.
and things, and yeah, how drones work. There's a particular way that they're able to kind of fly, and different to other devices and things, and how the rotors move in opposite directions. And
Awesome.
all that good
Now, what's next right there by your left arm? Is that a calculator? What is that?
Nope. This is really, really cool. I just wrapped a class on the first class of teaching this. This is called TinkerSynth. It's a synthesizer. So the students will plug some headphones into this, and they are coding different sound waves.
Okay.
So they can create an instrument out of this. So it's kind of similar. It's a mini version of what you got
Oh,
there. I
what?
think.
So they can DJ too?
Indeed. Yeah.
Oh, goodness
So they
gracious.
can turn this into a keyboard, Siri, and then they can change different effects or After Effects, so they can do like distortion and tremolo.
I'm
and
feeling it.
really
I'm
cool.
feeling
I'm sure
it.
you'd be into it. And then what was really, really cool as well is that you can plug up to 4 of these into one mixer,
Right.
and then the students create a little band at the end of class.
Oh, that's
and
cool.
Perform.
Right.
So
That is awesome.
it's a lot of fun.
Now we have SpongeBob there, but
Yes.
I'm sure that's not just SpongeBob, right?
Yes.
That's not just SpongeBob.
This is one of our entry-level classes because it covers the basics for first through second grade. And it has kind of your art element, obviously, with the design on the front. There's square, circle, and triangle. So square is often Minecraft or SpongeBob.
Right.
And the back, you've got your electronics. So you learn the basics of the motor here. You've got the sensor on the front. You've got some lights here where you learn RGB and LED lights. Electronics on the back. You've got your Bluetooth, your speaker. So it's kind of the basics of all of these components for an entry-level course.
Very cool. Very cool. And now the wagon.
Indeed.
Yes.
The
So
way-
I will say these 3 here and the other 2 that we showed you are in partnership with Tinkerworks.
Tinkerworks. Shout out to
So
Tinkerworks, right?
Shout out to the city of Aurora as well because they sponsored the cost of the kit so that the student can take it home and access the curriculum for free.
Oh, wait, hold on. I remember when that was I remember that. That
Yeah.
was a vote. That was taken. Yeah, that's
Correct.
right. That is
Yes.
right. That was news.
Yes.
Like that was actual news.
Yes, this is through the Aurora STEAM Academy. So the
Right.
city was very generous in sponsoring these kits. The kids can take them home with them after they learn the course.
Right.
This one is a different one. This one's from Teacher Geek, and this is one that APS sponsors. So this one is called Sail Cart, and it's where you're more learning the science behind making the sail, the engineering, the physics. They kind of design their own sail and test it on different kinds of crosswinds, and we have lots of fans set up and everything, and they kind of compete to see which designs go the furthest, and it's very creative, lots of experimentation and going back and changing your model and trying again, things like that.
That's awesome. Aisha Saxon is here. Good morning. She says APS partners with districts 120. Oh, wait. No, you wrote that. My bad. Scratch it up. Good morning, Aurora. Thank you to the APS team for the invaluable programs you offer. Our students and community are better as a result of your work. Well, thank you very much for that, Aisha Saxon. The time is 10:14. All right, so we've got Axel here. Axel's a student of the of APS Training Academy. He's going to put on the headphones right here. Look at him. That's right. Ready to go.
Everyone,
How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
All right, you look good, man. You look good. So, how long have you been part of APS?
So I've been an instructor for APS since summer of 2022. I began, my start begins January 2022, where I signed up for my first class, which is actually
Oh, that's you.
yeah.
Mhm.
So
Oh.
this is like one of the first projects I did.
Okay.
It's not this one, but it's one of the first projects I did, and after that, I just became really interested in APS.
Okay.
And I just kept on signing up over and over. And Andy.
You're an instructor now, right?
Yeah.
by the- Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I became a volunteer in the summer. Andy offered me to become a volunteer and then offered me to become an instructor during December.
Okay. What do you like about being an instructor?
I love working with the kids, man.
Okay.
imagination, their creativity.
Okay.
The questions that they ask me too, it's awesome.
He's good
What
too.
questions did you have when you started, and did you believe in yourself when you first got involved in APS?
Yeah, it was like they said, it seems intimidating at 1st, but when you genuinely take the time to do it, it's actually really simple, really easy.
How does it feel when you work so hard with the wiring, you get it in there, and then you turn it on and it works? How's that feel?
It feels amazing. Just
I bet.
the relief that you get when
Like,
it
woo,
works,
thank
and all that,
gosh.
and you're coding. Yeah, you're just woo.
Yeah, that's a good thing, man. So what are your future plans?
My future plans. So I'm trying to find a career in coding.
Okay.
You know, this is already giving me a base for coding.
Okay.
And to further my interest in that, I'm also applying to a school called IMSA. It's the
Illinois Math
Illinois
Science Academy.
Yep.
That's right.
So I'm applying. Hopefully, I get in.
Okay.
I know that their classes will help me further my my careers.
Nice. We have some friends that go to IMSA. Shout out to the Ramoses. They go to IMSA, so you'll be with
yeah.
good people over there. Andy, question for you, man. How's it feel seeing and being next to your prodigy? The word of the day is prodigy. Can you put the definition of prodigy in the chat for these great listeners? The time is 10:17. What's it like sitting next to your prodigy?
Oh, it's incredible. I'm very, very proud of this young man. As he mentioned, the first class he did was the Planetary Pathways class. And I remember him specifically because I asked all the students, and I usually do this, what is your passion? Like, what do you like to do for fun? I love to incorporate that into their learning. And most of the students are like, oh, I love Fortnite, Minecraft, reading,
Right.
which is all great. And then I come to Axel and he says, I really want to learn to code and I want to go to IMSA. So clearly a driven young man.
There you go.
And I could tell that from the beginning. And I was like, okay, we can help you with that.
That's good, man.
As he mentioned, he came and took several more courses, and I was like, this guy has clearly got a gift. He also approached me and said, how can I come in? He saw that we had some student volunteers who were helping with the younger ones. How can I do that? So he started coming in, helping our elementary age students.
Okay.
Was just really, really good with them. It's also just great for our younger Hispanic students, particularly the guys, to see another Hispanic male dude who's loving this. and passionate
Representation.
about-
We talk
Indeed.
about it on this show all the
Exactly.
time.
You can't be who you can't see.
That's right.
And they see in Axel, someone who is very passionate about, learning and particularly coding. And it's inspiring for the students and for me to watch that.
That's awesome. So now that you are a full part of APS and everything that they do, do you also take part in like the robotics events and some of the semifinal stuff that they go out and do? Do you? Okay.
No, I don't.
Strictly just
Not yet.
okay. All right. Just strictly just instructing in the classroom.
I tried joining, but unfortunately, I have some other things to do: classes, schoolwork, all that.
Busy man.
Hey, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Engineering your own life, right? Don't spread yourself too thin. You gotta put some oil in those gears, man. Yeah, I don't know if that's an engineering thing. Oh wait, I thought that was my rim shot, but it's not. So, all right. Now I see another one down there. I see two cool things. I see that 4-wheel car, and then also, is that a little house? What is that? Or a radio? What is that?
I can speak into these.
Bring them down, man. Bring them down. This is the first. You guys set a new trend today. This is the very first show where we've had like some visual display of this kind of nature.
So this is a robotic car, and it has what's special and different with this one to that one over there is that it has line tracking.
Look like it's about to start talking.
Yeah.
Hi, Curtis. My name is X5.
Yep.
Or
So it has a sensor on the front, which can kind of turn from left to right and kind
Ooh.
of scan its surrounding, a bit like how a Tesla works.
Ooh.
And sense obstacles. It can go around a maze by following the walls around it. And as I mentioned, it has these, they're technically like reflection sensors, so it's looking for variations in color, but it means that it can follow a line or like masking tape or something on the floor.
Okay.
So this one is more advanced, as you can see.
okay, so all right, hold on. All right, so you're saying because the masking tape just stuck out. So
Yeah.
it could tell. So if I got tape on the ground, it can tell that obviously the carpet's gray. Now the black starts.
Yep.
Now the black ends. The gray starts again. So I'm working with that much space. It can tell that.
Yep. So it's got, as you can see on the bottom here, it's just sending out some light and sensing that reflection coming back in. And it can see that there's differing amounts of light being reflected from different colors.
Does he got a name?
Huh? Oh, yeah. What should we call Senso?
Come on, Senso. Ooh, I kind of like Senso. I kind of like, somebody put that in the chat. What should we call it? Let you guys eat that for a little while. Senso.
Yep.
I'm feeling Senso.
So this would be a more advanced project, particularly middle school and above. And
That's
then,
very impressive, though.
Yeah.
Quite impressive.
And then this one is a weather station. Have you taught the weather station one yet, Axel?
Oh, boy.
Not yet. So this has a little weather sensor inside of it, and it's supposed to. You can probably just see. I don't know if you can see inside. It's very small. It's literally like this big. But this is supposed to replicate what's called a Stevenson screen, which is like a weather station. So the air kind of flows through, and there's a sensor inside. And it can measure the temperature, humidity, air pressure, and that kind of thing. And the students kind of learn about all that stuff, and as well as code it to read that. Not only can it read the current temperature, but it can also remember logs over time. And then that's kind of how you can see trends in the weather and start predicting weather.
That is very impressive. Very impressive. The time is 10:22 a.m. So, IMSA in our future, many great things. Are you also training the next leader to take your place within APS, or is some of that? I know you're passing some of that along as well. And what does that feel like when you meet those kids who are looking up to you and asking you those same questions?
So, when I meet these kids, some of them, their average pace, they go as I am teaching them. And there's just like a few, maybe one or two students that I have once in a while that know the next 2 or 3 steps ahead of me. And that's when I take, I wouldn't say advantage, but like I use him as an example. I tell him, he's already far ahead. You guys should not like be more paced, but you guys should like maybe I have not.
Challenge him.
I know what you. No, I know what you mean. It's that's a good thing to do. It's kind of like, it sounds like what Andy did with you. When like flowers, right? When one of them starts poking up and budding, put that one forward. Like, you know what? Okay, good job, Gabriel. I'm thinking of Gabriel Bradford. Good job, Gabriel. Okay, check out what Gabriel did, y'all. Boost his confidence and let the other kids see, like, oh, I can be like Gabriel too. So that's a good thing. That's a really good thing. So APS Training Academy is located at 105 East Galena Boulevard in Old Second Bank, Old National Bank, second floor. You guys are on Instagram and Facebook and all of the places.
Indeed.
What does the next 5 years look like for APS Training Academy?
So what's been really cool, initially we thought that we would reach out to young adults, and we struggled to reach that market. So instead we switched to seeing the K through 8 students come through. And what's going to be really exciting is that we're going to grow along with them. I'm excited about some more advanced courses that we're talking about, really learning actual programming languages like Python and HTML. And those are really skills that are going to prepare students well for careers. Another goal is that we would create a path for students where they can really see, okay, what I'm doing now will directly allow me to get to this point, and being a career, or if it's just a hobby of theirs, that is giving them that opportunity and that option that they may have not had before. So we want to also give opportunities for internships and apprenticeships at local Aurora tech companies. And I truly believe that Aurora is going to be transformed by the students here in Aurora and the incredible skills that they're developing.
I think so too. I think that everything that we're talking about is going to be a boon for Aurora. So, I think you guys are doing a good job as a team. So we look forward to, continually sharing the word of the good things that you guys do as an organization. Times 1025. Axel, where'd you grow up?
I grew up here.
Okay. What school? What's your middle school?
My middle school, I went to a public middle school in West. It was a John C. Needham STEM partnership.
Okay.
But it fortunately closed down this year.
Oh, that sucks. Well, we want all the kids to see you. Be like, hey, I know that dude. He's on TV now. Like, see what STEM will get you. You know. Okay. Now, before we get out of here, I've got one. I'm going to go to a personal commercial, ladies and gentlemen, because we have a friend of the show named Annie Kinsley. That's her name. She's a State Farm agent. She does a lot of great things. She's a Good Morning Aurora fan and supporter. She has a great event coming up this Saturday at Java Plus, located at 1677 Montgomery Road. It's called Hippity Hop. It'll be from 10 a.m. to 2. Tickets are $10, and it includes a photo with the Easter Bunny, 20 below, frozen hot chocolate, a goodie bag, and a coloring contest. Get your tickets now at 331-212-6665. The number again, 331-212-6665. And get to know Annie Kinsley, State Farm agent at 2906 Ogden Avenue in Aurora. She's right next door to perhaps the greatest restaurant on earth, Golden Sea. In case you guys are hungry. Times 1027. All right. What did we forget? Did we forget anything? Did we forget?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes, we did.
Indeed.
Hold on. Now, that qualifies as something that we call...
All right, yeah. So next week we are starting a new program called Girls Who Code. We're partnering with Girls Who Code. They create the program, but we have some IMSA students, future colleagues of Mr. Axel, who are going to be coming in. Some great female students who are going to be leading these Girls Who Code programs. So they're going to be happening on Wednesday, starting this next Wednesday, and running from 5 to 6:30, and they're going to be learning about web development, Python, different programming languages, game design, and it's exclusively for our female students. We're hoping to see about 12 students in each group, so there's still a few spaces left over if you go to our website and apply for that. It's going to be a great time. They'll meet on every Wednesday for the next 9 weeks and build those coding skills.
Right. And then also April 13th, there's Introduce a Girl to Engineering.
Yep.
Question and answer with female engineers working in STEM, 6:45 p.m., and that's 3rd through 12th grade. Mm-hmm. And also spring registration's open. Text 331-201-2687 or visit APS Training Academy.org. Saul Olivas is here. He says, thank you, APS. Well, thank you very much for tuning in, Saul.
Thank you, Saul.
Okay. Well, this was a fantastic episode. I'm glad to have you guys on the show, man. Glad to, kick it with you guys and be here. And actually, the last time I saw y'all was in French 75. Remember that? Yes, yep. I remember. And I was thinking, we got to get them on the show. And here we are. How about that? See?
Thank you for having us, guys.
No problem, man. We, as I've mentioned to you guys, we're a supporter of you and APS and all that you guys do. So, we will take it upon ourselves to always consistently share what you guys got going on. But anything else you got, send it to us in an email or text it to us, and we'll make sure that it ends up here on the air for the folks, man.
Thank you.
So, absolutely. Time is 10:29. I hope that you guys have a blessed, a positive, an uplifting, and a prosperous day today. Get to know our friends of APS Training Academy located at 105 East Galena Boulevard. Holler at them on Facebook and Instagram. Like and follow the page. And get to know Axel Aguilar. And I got to say really nice things about Andy, who, when we came out of the breaking news, he was ready for it. Like, what am I supposed to say, man? Just... You were ready. I like that. All right, guys. Take care of yourself and each other.